Fourth concept is stock variable is a static concept, flow variable is a dynamic concept. So once more we can just see the difference because it is very important. Stock variable relates to a point of time. So if I mention the date is given 1st April 2019, this much amount of what output was generated. So that's a stock concept. Flow concept means a period of time it is mentioning, it's a flow concept. Stock influences flow. So it's a what flow always is generated from stock, how much it is mentioned from the data collected from the stock. The flow concept is always what mentioned on the basis of the stock. So it is said as stock influences the flow, and greater the stock of capital, greater will be the flow of goods and services. For next, flow influences stock. For example, quarterly increase in investment leads to an increase in capital. Next, stock is not a time dimensional phenomenon. Okay, so it's not taking into consideration the time period. So it's this flow concept is taking into consideration time period, a year, a month, a week, or an hour is an example for flow. Next, stock variable is a static concept. So it is static. It is static means it is in the particular point of time. So it's a static. Will not change. So next is flow variable is dynamic. That it may be changing. So that is meant by flow concept. That is we are telling it's for a period of time like that. So it may be changing. So if a particular month 1000 crore was the investment, next year that is particular month was 1000 crore, next month it will be 2000 crore sometimes for the development of the economy. So it's a flow concept. We are taking into account the particular year how much was the investment fixed. So when we add these all things, we will be getting the flow variable. Okay, so that is said here. Next topic is investment. So investment, in that we will be studying gross investment and depreciation concept. So meaning of investment, as you studied earlier, investment means a net increase in capital stock. It can also be known as capital formation. So another name of this investment is capital formation. In an economy which raises its productivity capacity, so that is known as what? Capital formation. It in an economy it raises productive capacity. It includes an addition to plant and machinery equipments, as well as an addition to stock of raw materials and finished goods. So there are what it is making an addition to these and all components. So next, types of investment. So investment can be categorized as fixed investment and inventory investment. So fixed investment, it refers to an increase in stock of variable of fixed assets such as plant and machinery, equipment, etc. that raises productive capacity of the business. It is the net difference of closing stock of fixed assets minus opening stock of fixed assets. If it includes depreciation in it, therefore it is known as gross fixed investment. So if we are calculating these and all components we need in national income calculation. So this thing you have to keep in mind, that it is the net difference of what is fixed investment is the net differences of closing stock of fixed asset and minus opening stock of fixed asset. So if it includes in depreciation is also included in it. So that is known as gross fixed investment. So another name that comes from this is depreciation is gross fixed investment. So this fixed investment will not come under this national income. This word will not come in the under national income accounting. You can see this word, that is gross fixed investment. Okay. So next is inventory investment. It refers to the net change in stock of raw material, semi-finished goods and finished goods at the end of the year. Such investments are also known as inventory stock. It does not depreciate like fixed asset. So it will not depreciate like a fixed asset. It is what we can say, it is semi-finished good. It's a raw material. So it's a inventory stock. Okay, here we can say that it is a plant and machinery equipment. So it may have wear and tears and it may cause depreciation of the value. So we have to reduce this depreciation from this fixed investment. The next is main advantages of inventory investments are: first one, help in maintaining regular supply of goods in the market. Next, uninterrupted supply of raw material to the production unit. The term gross investment means net investment inclusive of consumption of fixed capital. Symbolically, gross investment is equal to net investment plus depreciation. Net investment means what and all we are going to invest. So that is known as net investment. So it's plus depreciation. That is what and all wear and tear that happens. It is also being included in the gross investment. Gross investment we are going to calculate as a what? As a whole. That is which depreciation may also be included. Gross investment of a nation is the gross domestic capital formation which consists of net value of machinery and equipments, changes in stock of finished and semi-finished goods as well as raw materials, construction of business premises, building construction, etc., replacement of cost or wear and tear of fixed asset. These comes under this gross investment of a nation. So next, concept of consumption of fixed capital or depreciation. So another name of depreciation is consumption of fixed capital. So it is defined as a loss in value of fixed capital due to regular wear and tear or change in technology. So if technology changes, we have to accept the new technology. If any machine repairs, we have to repair it. So that is known as what wear and tear. So that is known as depreciation value. We have to depreciate the value from the total value. So either we when we have to find gross, we have to add depreciation from net investment. So if we have to find net investment, that is as a total, we have to subtract depreciation. Okay. So so it is also called the capital consumption allowances. Such a loss of fixed asset is attributed due to following reasons. What are the reasons? Regular wear and tear, natural rate of accidental damages, foreseen obsolescences. Thus, it includes normal wear and tear in the process of production and damages due to normal rate of accidents which are assumed to happen every year. Besides, some fixed assets are expected to become obsolete due to change in demand or change in technology. So, such a depreciation is known as foreseen or expected obsolescence. So, which are obsolescence which we are not using the technology as new technology. We are rejecting that as new technology has been come under use. So, however, such some obsolescences happens due to natural calamities or economic recession. So, it is known as unforeseen obsolescence or unexpected obsolescence and is not considered as a part of depreciation, rather a capital loss. Next is difference between foreseen and unforeseen obsolescence. There is confusion regarding inclusion of obsolescence in depreciation of fixed assets. In fact, obsolescence is of two types: foreseen or expected obsolescence, unforeseen or unexpected obsolescence. Both are different from each other on following grounds. Meaning, it refers to fall in the value of fixed asset due to change in technology or change in nature of demand. Unforeseen obsolescence, it refers to an unexpected fall in value of fixed asset due to natural calamities or economic recession. Components, it is considered as a part of depreciation. So we are willingly replacing it. So it is known as, it's a part of what? Depreciation. It is not a component of depreciation, rather considered as a capital loss. If a machine is having is working for the past 15 years, so it is damaged due to the some economic recession, some that is we are not using that machine. So if the economic recessions come, the factory has been locked, so we are not using it. So it is economic recession. So it is not a component of depreciation. So it's unforeseen obsolescence. So it is not a component of depreciation, rather considered as capital loss. As the factory has been locked, it is a capital loss. So next, use of depreciation reserve fund. The next, it under foreseen obsolescence, it is managed through depreciation reserve fund for its replacement in future. So it is managed, or the fund has been given as a refund. Okay, so replacement value is given. So it can't be compensated through depreciation reserve fund. It cannot be taken into account for refunding, as the factory has been locked, I had told you. So it will not be replaced. So it is stopped at an instant. So it can't be replaced or refunded. Okay, today only this much. We can continue the next class. So one more thing I have to tell you, that in this chapter these things may not be studied in detail. Foreseen, unforeseen obsolescence, it may not be asked.